Hey GED students, so I got a help request in my Gmail inbox, lightandsaltlearning@gmail.com, from Elle Reese. She sent me this one. So just an FYI, this is not probably something that's going to get tested on the GED. However, and I did tell her that, but however, it does come up quite frequently in your college math classes maybe, but science classes even more. So let's take a look at it. It says the tallest tower in Dubai is 829.8 meters tall. What is its height in kilometers? Now, this is a conversion problem. We have a number in one form. In this case, the form that they gave it to us is meters. So we have a number in meters, and they're asking us to convert it, to change it to an equivalent value, the same number. I shouldn't say the same number, but the same amount, this time in kilometers. Now, are there conversions on the GED? Well, not straight conversions. They do get put into word problems sometimes, but it's usually conversions of which you would easily know the conversion rate. Like, for example, how many days in a month or how many inches in a foot. They don't tend to be complex. They don't tend to be the metric system like this one is, meters to kilometers. And if they were, they would give you the conversion, okay? But they don't give us the conversion. So this is one thing you need to know. The kilo, like in kilometers, means 1,000. So in the metric system, anytime you see a kilo something, whether it's a kilometer or a kilogram, something that starts with a kilo, we're saying 1,000 of that things. So when I say kilometers, I'm literally saying 1,000 meters. Okay, now knowing that, there's 3 different ways really to do this problem. Some people will do it with multiplication or division, just based on if they know they're going bigger or smaller. Some people will do it with a decimal jumping system when they're in the metric, because the metric system is based on powers of 10. You can often just move the decimal around. But the way they did it in the answer key that Elle Reese had is the way I want to show you, because that's the way that comes up most often in your science classes. So here's how that method works when you're doing a conversion. You start with whatever number you've been given. In this case, I've been given 829.8 meters, and I'm going to write out the unit. It's important to write out the unit, okay? And what we're going to use is we're going to use fraction multiplication, because when you multiply with fractions, when you have the same thing top and bottom, it cancels. So we're used to that with numbers. Like, for example, if I had a 5 on the top and the bottom of a fraction, it would cancel. But it also works with units. So in this case, I want meters to go away. So if I want meters to go away, right now it's on the top of a fraction. And you might say, Kate, why'd you put the 1 there? I didn't even talk about it, sorry. But just I can turn any number into a fraction by putting it over 1, so I did. So I see the meters is on top of this fraction, so I'm going to throw the meters on the bottom of this fraction. So that'll get them to cancel out. Meters and meters will cancel out. And now I need to know what I'm going to. So I'm going from meters to kilometers. So I'm going to make sure that the kilometer portion of my conversion factor is on top. And now I just need to know the really true relationship between kilometers and meters. And again, if this was on the GED, they would tell you the relationship. But in your science class, they're going to assume that you know that there are 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer. Awesome. And so now the meters and meters canceled, like I said, from the top and bottom, so that my answer is going to be in kilometers. And the really cool thing with multiplying fractions is that the top of fractions are multipliers, but the bottoms are like dividers. And so all you have to do is multiply by any numbers on the top, divide by any numbers on the bottom. So basically what I'm going to do is start with this 829.8, and since the 1,000 is on the bottom, I'm going to divide by 1,000. If the 1,000 had been on the top, I would multiply by it. And I get this answer, 0.8298. And what unit am I in? Well, that's why I write down my units when I'm doing this. I'm in kilometers. That's what's left after I cancel out the meters. Excellent. Now, again, this is a super duper useful skill for especially chemistry, and physics. Oh my goodness, it gets used all the time in physics. If you have a question about this or any other GED math skill, be sure to drop it in the comments and I'll do my best to answer it.